IHTM Sports.
We live in a country like no other. We ask everyone to please rise and remove your caps for playing of the national anthem.
Gotcha. Okay, folks, I think we're going to start over. I'm not sure if we got my earlier intro in or not. Welcome to another season of Indian Hill High School girls basketball. Tonight's match is against the Clinton Massie. And, well, I'll hold off here while they're doing the PA because I can't talk over really well.
Number 20, A.B. Cranmer, Jr. Number 22, Miranda Crawford, a junior. Number 24, Mackenzie Avery, a junior. And now for your Indian Hill Braves. Starting, number 11, Kennedy Green, the junior. Starting at guard also, number 13, Madeline Antonucci, senior. Starting in guard, number 22, Ella Riggs, sophomore. Number 33, starting at guard, Annie Isperding, sophomore. And number 34, James junior.
Okay, well, we miss it, Larry Eli, apparently. Anyway, folks, welcome to another season of Indian Hill basketball. Braves against Clinton Massie. We'll get started here in just a second. Go over the starting lineups in case you couldn't hear them from the PA. For the Braves, Kennedy Green, Madeline Antonucci, Ella Riggs, Annie Ishfording, Jaden James. And we are going up against Clinton Massie, whose starters are Hannah Doss, Patience Chowning, Avery Cranmer, and Miranda Crawford and Mackenzie Avery. So my apologies for us not having much of an pre-game program here, but we'll try to get caught up as we go along here. Nuch and Isherding on the floor chasing the loose ball, and we have a tie-up right away, and it'll be Braves basketball. My typical partner in crime from the last couple of years, Tom Price, is not with us tonight, was not able to adjust his work schedule to accommodate the last-minute change in the game time. Clinton Massie opens in a man against the Braves, and without a traditional post up, Kenny Green makes an errant pass to Nuch, and Clinton Massie's going to come up with it. Avery around to Doss. And that's going to be way short by Hannah Doss. Nuch up with the ball on the sideline for Manny Isherding. And the Braves are going to work something of a spread offense. We'll see. Haven't had the opportunity to see them much in their preseason, but again, without a true post player this year, we'll probably see a lot of 5 outs, 4 out, Maddie Antonucci flashing the lane, things of that nature, at least to start out with, while the Braves get their feet, and Maddie will go to the line looking for her first points of the year. Drains the first one, as one would expect of the four-year starter and one of the best form free throw shooters I know. And she hits the second one. Braves go up 2-0 early. And they're in a 1-2-2 press, the Braves are, with Ish up front. Kennedy Green can't get up to get that one, and oh, don't reach, Ella. And Jaden James up with the ball. Kennedy Green up, tried a little Euro step. Oh, gonna get it to roll. Might have gotten away with a little extra step there, but in this era of the funky Euro steps, sometimes that's not going to get called. Ella Riggs with good hands. Ball gets loose. Annie Ishfording comes up with it and tries to settle it down for the Braves. Ella Riggs driving, little floater, and nails it. Braves go up 6-0 early on. 6 minutes in the first quarter here. Young Annie picks up her first personal of the season. And that makes up for with the steal. I thought maybe she stepped on the line. Nuch is going to try one from distance. Follow your shot, girls. And Kennedy Green, probably not her shot, but back of the iron from 3. And Jaden James, that's a foul. On the floor. Again, Braves up 6-0 here early. Yep. Yeah, she did. Patience Chowning was not patient on that particular play and moved her feet before she took off. Annie Isherding acting as the point guard here and almost double dribbled there, kind of picked up, and Ella Riggs with the drive. Not able to finish, but she'll go to the line where Ella is traditionally a very good free throw shooter. Did a great job last year getting to the hoop, and got a lot of her points in that fashion in the 18-19 season, so she'll get 2. Nope, my bad. Rolls off the first one. And swishes number 2. 7-0 Braves early on. 5.5 left here in quarter number 1. Again, we welcome anybody who's watching this live. Tipped away by Kennedy Green to Ella Riggs. Annie Ishrading goes in and uses the left hand. And looks like Clinton Massey's going to get a timeout here with 5:19, 5:18 since they let the clock run an extra couple seconds. 12-zip Braves here early on. So the pressure, although the Braves look a little rusty, let's put it that way, in their press relative to last year, Clinton Massey does not look like they have any capable ball handlers, and I think as long as the Braves keep up the pressure, this will be something of a bit of a track meet. Actually, it's 9-0. The scoreboard lied to me a little bit ago. So again, Braves coming out this year with a vastly different lineup. 3 starters returning, 2 obviously gone, and their first 2 off the bench gone from the CHL champion of last year and district final playing team. Obviously, the ball handling is going to be a bit iffy for the Braves, especially early on, although Annie Ishrading, Ella Riggs, Maddie Antonucci, all capable ball handlers, but not, not the true point guard, with Nina Price being gone, the number 9 all-time assist person for Indian Hill, and Clarity Hamill, the point guard, the number 3 all-time assist player for Indian Hill. Both of those young ladies, 4-year varsity players and 3-year starters. So it'll be an interesting December for the Braves as they learn to play with a new lineup. And of course, going back to the 2 starters missing, but then Kate Mars and LL Cool James, the 2 legitimate post players the Braves had last year, gone as well to graduation, unfortunately. Oh, good hands by Nuchin. She got shoved in the back and still got the shot up somehow. Good hands there by the Braves. Again, looks so far like Clinton Massey's going to have some substantial difficulty getting the ball if they don't look to have any, certainly no clear individual ball handler, and not much help for the 1 or 2 that are trying to bring the ball up here. So I should think early on this year the Braves will do ball handling by committee and post play by committee. I mean, Maddie certainly is a very talented inside player and can go inside, but then again, she's an ideal. Oh, you missed Ella Riggs. She's more well suited to playing on the wing, but kind of like as in last year, sort of forced to go inside a lot as well. Ish around the top. Kennedy Green looking around. Now that's a play where both those young ladies need to do a better job of the passing. Jaden needs to either flash in and pop out, or at least get herself body position. Jaden's a real good. I mean, Jaden's got good footwork and she's really strong. She needs to use that strength to body up her person and not let that defender get around her like they just did. And Ella Riggs travels. And Kennedy Green needs to not sort of pick up her dribble and telegraph where she's going to throw the ball. It's pretty easy to guard somebody from 5 feet away in that situation. So, again, ball handling might be an adventure for the Braves here in the early going in December. And as you just saw, to prove my point about Clinton Massey not having ball handling, a young lady makes a completely unforced error. Ish around it. Maddie Antonucci gets it taken out of her hand by Patience Chowning, drives the lane, gets a little floater off, but can't get the roll. Good crash by Jaden James, but just couldn't pull it down. And Patience Chowning will bring it up, tries to feed the wing. There's a shot off. Oh! And that's Hannah Doss with a 3 for the first points of the night for Clinton Massey. 4 minutes right here in the middle. But Annie Isherding, nice strong drive with her left hand.
2-point basket by Annie Isherding.
Yeah, that's an adventure. Newt should have had that pick. And slow rotation around by Jaden, but you know, they are going to get some buckets here. Feed it off. There you go. Good, Jaden. And Ella Riggs gets a really easy jog down and get the layup. 14-5 Braves. Let it go. And it'll be Braves ball again on another Clinton Massie turnover. 3.5 left here in the first quarter. Kennedy Green returns for Annie Isherding, and sorry, I failed to mention when Amy Prue came in the game about a minute or two ago on the clock. Kennedy Green with the shot way off. Again, not her shot. And that was a really, I'm watching Amy Prue getting back on defense on that, where it's like nobody's gonna beat her down the court. Not only is she she's a smart player, even though she sat out last year, very smart player, great wheels, as does her sister Ashley. And Kennedy Green picks up a totally unnecessary foul out front, loses her balance and runs into number 32 McKenna Branham. Crawford up top. Yeah, Clinton Massie having all sorts of trouble handling that ball, but getting a few shots off, and Nooch comes down with a fairly easy rebound, got good position. Is not going to be denied, and she's going to get a little matador defense, and Maddie, to finish off that analogy, Maddie bulls her way down the left side and goes up with the left hand for a fairly easy layup. 16-5 Braves with 2:20 left here in quarter number 1. Nice hustle by Ella Riggs getting on the floor. And Kennedy needed to have some more mustard and distance on that pass. It's a little out of her range, I think, to try to make that lead pass. It's when you'd see the Braves execute incredibly well last year with Claire or Nina getting the ball up, you know, half the court on a pass and leading Ella Riggs or Maddie Antonucci for some easy buckets. But as I said, those days are gone. But these Braves look pretty solid so far. Again, you know, it's going to take some time for them to get used to each other. Got a lot of good athleticism on their team. 3 outstanding returning starters, and remains for the others to pick up and see who's going to step up in this particular lineup. Kennedy walked, I think, there, but yep, no, she walked the second time there. I thought she would have been called on that initial move, but no.
The late Braves, number 33, Annie Isherding, number 35, Ella DeBow.
Ella DeBow into the game for the first time for the Braves, and Annie Isherding returns for Indian Hill as well. So we got DeBow and Isherding and Amy Prue, Kennedy Green, and Maddie Antonucci. Ish on the floor, can't pick it up, but good hustle.
Now entering for the Falcons, number 13, Patience Jones.
Braves will be back here in 2 nights on Wednesday, the 4th of December, to play Deer Park. Deer Park having graduated 4 of their starters, and if box scores are any indication, sophomore from last year and junior for this year, Janae Rose, is either no longer on the, go Nish. Maddie Antonucci with a easy steal of a incredibly badly telegraphed pass, gets an easy bucket. Again, as I was mentioning, Deer Park, I don't know if Janae Rose has transferred or is not playing, or for whatever reason hasn't been in the first couple of Deer Park games. They've already have a couple under their belt. But again, the 4 main players for Deer Park from last year that pulled off the incredible come-from-behind upset at Deer Park, ruining the Braves' perfect CHL mark in 2018-19. Those 4 are all gone. And there's a foul on DeBow, I believe. Yep.
Foul number 35 for the Braves. Call of our first team fifth.
Got about a minute left here in quarter number 1, 18-5 Indian Hill. And that's going to be, can Annie get there? Nope. Yep, all sorts of ball handling problems. So again, for Clinton, Massie as number 10, Holland Jarmillo turns that one over for them. Annie Schritting looks like she's up top, and Nooch posting, getting a really, missed that bunny, but Maddie Antonucci just posting at the top of the free throw line, and not even having to make a fake, just turning and blowing right by her defender. She's going to get a board and going to get a 2-on-1, stops and pops at the line, and swishes that one. She's got 9 of the Braves' 20 so far, and tips that one away on the floor. Okay, recover. Somebody's got number 10's wide open on the baseline. Nobody's waking up in this this zone for the Braves. It's well, no, actually, I take that back. Now they are in a man. They just somebody was failing to help side on that a couple seconds ago there on number 10. That's a travel. Oladipo with the rebound there, but unable to get anything going in the last second or two of the quarter. So we go to quarter number 2 with the Braves up 20-5. Again, a good start for the Braves, but certainly, as you would expect in the first game of the year, pretty ragged looking against a team that they are is clearly overmatched, size-wise, talent-wise, ball handling-wise, every other wise you can think of is Clinton Massie. But they are working hard, and again, this will be a good opportunity for the Braves to, they've had some scrimmages and everything, but this will be a good opportunity for these young ladies to start down the road of getting to get familiar with each other and work out the kinks. Again, they certainly have some returning talent, and they certainly have some new faces and returning faces that, if they can step up and reach the potential that they, I would believe, having seen them before, ought to be able to reach, then this is going to be a good year for the Braves. Probably another down year overall, I would say, for the CHL. Mentioned Deer Park having, I believe Deer Park finished 3rd in the CHL, maybe 4th. I can't remember exactly last year, but they lost their 4 best players and possibly their only post presence in Janae Rose. Again, I don't know what the situation is there, but again, the Braves play here on Wednesday, so we'll find that out quickly enough. Wednesday's game will also be streamed live. I will be gone, but Tom will be back, so Dan Schulman and Jay Billis will not be teaming up for at least until next week when we get the old gang back together. But back to my point about the CHL. Madera has a couple good players, decent players back. They're kind of helter-skelter. They ought to be decent. Marimont's got most of their players, if not all of their key players returning, so they ought to be good. Wyoming will be pretty decent, although they'll have lost Sky Thomas and Ellie McCollum-Smith and I believe one of their other players. Sky Thomas being the 6'2" young lady who was a thorn in the Braves' side for a while, the last couple years. And although not exactly what I would call a talented basketball player, as the old saying goes, you can't teach height, and she's a decent athlete. Yeah. Another nice shot by Patience Chowing. Amy Pearl bring the ball up for the Braves. So Clinton Massie has their 3rd basket with 2 threes and a deuce. Maddie didn't. There's a little errant pass by Annie Estrading. Maddie didn't have great. I mean, she was posting up a girl she's got 6 or 8 inches on, at least. Take that, Annie. Ooh, way long. Okay, maybe don't take it. Annie's a little rusty, I think. But I think both those young ladies could have done better. That is just, again, early season rust. Maddie didn't pin her defender that well. Take that, Nooch. Here's a swish. And Andy didn't get the ball in. But, again, that's what these early games are for. Work the kinks out. Nooch hits a 3, has points enough to match her jersey number. Go strong, nice pass. Go. Oh, Annie. Sweetheart, just go up strong. Just post up, go up 2 hands. But she tried to do a spin move. Now, I've been watching Annie. I did get to see one of the scrimmages and a little bit of a practice, and Annie had, I think, been working really hard over the summer. And I was watching her do some spins and crossover dribbles and attacking the basket with a lot more confidence than she did last year as a freshman. And she had a very good freshman year, a really solid. Annie's a fantastic athlete, phenomenal soccer player, and a really good basketball player too. But she's what I've seen so far has come a long way from last year, and promises to be a real team leader and star this year. Another tip away. There you go, Jaden. Get on it. There you go. Amy Prue and James down on the floor for that loose ball. It's going to remain with Clinton Massie, though. So Clinton will bring the ball in. Stay on her, Amy. Come on, Ames. Oh, that's a... Okay. What's the adage about the blind squirrel finding a nut every once in a while? That was a horrible shot, and every once in a while they go in. So Clinton Massie has cut the lead to 10, but Nooch immediately answers. Excuse me, that was cut the lead to 12. And Maddie Antonucci puts it back up to 14. Chowning with another shot, way off this time. Jaden James gets it out to Annie Isherding after tracking down a loose ball. Annie's going to bring it up. Working around to Ella Rick. Oops. Up. Here's, again, these are talented young ladies. It's just we're seeing a lot of rust and a lot of early season, I wouldn't say jitters, but, again, we've got, there's a lot of new faces here, and it'll take them a while, so we just need to all be patient and let them develop. Looks like Clinton Massey's going to call a timeout. I don't know if that young lady was in danger of getting a 5-second call or not, but their coach was not happy with what he was seeing. So just under 6 minutes left here in the first half, 25-11 Indian Hill. Again, Braves' next game is here on Wednesday against Deer Park. That will also be live streamed. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Tom Price will be doing that solo. And then from then on out, my buddy and I will be back together again, and you won't have to be bored with one or the other of us. Be bored with both of us. I promised Tom that I wouldn't give him too hard of a time if he wasn't going to be here about, his alma mater, UVA. And, of course, he had the audacity to, then say that, Stephen F. Austin is for people who shouldn't, live in those kind of glass houses and throw those kind of stones. And I had to respond to him and said, I'll raise your Stephen F. Austin with University of Maryland, Baltimore County. So, anyway. Annie I thought Annie was going to take that. Pops it out. Ella Riggs looking for an open 3 and swishes it. Ella Riggs, a very good shooter, and hasn't been lighting it up so far today, but that's her 8th point. Nice, easy, wide open shooting drill 3 for Ella. The second leading scorer in the CHL last year after Maddie Antonucci. And the holder of the most points scored by a freshman in Braves history is Ella Riggs. So Braves starters back on the floor. Kennedy Green, Annie Isherding, Nooch. And Kennedy Green gets a nice looking shot there. She's looking better in her form than the last couple years as the junior. It's her first year as a full-time varsity player. I don't know about that. I thought Annie got that without her foot having stepped on the line, but apparently not. It'll remain Clinton Massie ball. But if Kennedy Green can exercise good shot selection and hit some shots, I've been watching her in warm-ups and such, and her form looks better than last year. Not she's lost sort of that hitch that she's had before, or at least so far seems to have lost that hitch. And I know in her early years, freshman and sophomore year, Kennedy's big bugaboo was shot selection and not playing under control. But so far, from what I've seen, she seems to have worked those kinks out in her game. It looks pretty strong so far today.
Now entering for the Lady Falcons, number 32, McKenna Branham.
Maddie into Ella Riggs. Nice spin. Ella goes in. Oh, can't hit that shot, but it was a nice move. Jaden unfortunately comes over the top and fouls the Clinton Massie defender.
34, Lady Brave, James, her second.
Braves now in a 2-2-1.
Sixth.
Although Jaden don't get burned deep. He's playing a little tie, but gets back well. And a little oh, no, she stepped on the line. I thought the ref was going to call her for turning the ball over, carrying the ball, but apparently she stepped on the line there. 30-15 Indian Hill, 4 minutes left in the first half. The Braves running basically a 4-out with Jaden bouncing around the baseline. A little bit of a weave, and Annie can't get that roll. Again, nice drive, using her left hand, and Annie is left-handed. Not a huge surprise. Maddie Antonucci gets an easy steal and another easy layup, and almost. She's got 16 of the Braves' 32 points, so 50% for Newt. So somebody else needs to hustle back, and they need to talk to each other. I think Kennedy wasn't aware of where the wing person was behind her, but Hannah Doss gets a three-pointer, and she's going to go to the line.
Her first, 7.
Olivia Dowling makes her first appearance for the Braves. Nooch with the board. Olivia did a nice job as a freshman contributing to the girls soccer team for the Braves in her first year. Ella take that. Oops, she stepped on the line. Yeah, nice looking shot, but I could see as she pivoted around and she put that lead foot toe right on the line, unfortunately. That's going to be Clinton Massie ball still off of Kennedy Green's legs and Ella Riggs' legs. And another launched bomb by not-so-patience Chowning. Another Euro step by Ella Riggs. Gets the roll. Ella's got 10 now with the Braves, 12 with the Braves 36. And another, Clinton Massie is not getting anything even remotely close to the paint. Everything with, I think, one exception has been from the outside. Ella, another little Euro step runner. And making it look easy is Ella Riggs. Chowning way off with another long bomb, and Olivia Dowling almost stepped on the line with that board, but gets it up to Ella. Pivot, nice shot. Can't get the roll. Nooch tried to crash the boards there, unable to get past a couple of boxing out defenders, and Ella picks up a foul that she didn't need to. That'll be putting Clinton Massie onto the line for a 1-and-1, as that's the 8th team foul on Indian Hill.
Shooting 1-1, number 22 at the line, Miranda Crawford.
Miranda Crawford, number 22, at the line for Clint Massie, and bricks up one, and Nooch does a good box out and gets the board. Kennedy Green will run the point now for Indian Hill. Ella gets called for the footsies. Ella DeBow back in the game as well for the Braves, and failed to mention that a minute ago. So Olivia Dowling, Ella DeBow, Kennedy Green, Maddie Antonucci, Ella Riggs on the floor for Indian Hill. Ella tips it away, and Maddie's going to get it, and she just take that yourself. Oh, Maddie, come on, kiddo. But Ella DeBow gets a nice, solid rebound, muscles her way up, gets the hoop and the harm. She'll go for her old-fashioned three-point play here.
Ella DeBow at the line, shooting 1.
Not the best-looking shot, but Nooch kind of gets in, gets the rebound, and gets a jump ball call. Despite Maddie Jaw's efforts there, Clinton Massie will have the ball on the alternating possession. Excuse me, some up wrong apparently. Ball stays here. I see Mike Antonucci, Daddy Nooch up there pointing wrong way, guys. And he would be correct, actually, as he usually is. Unless he's arguing with Jeannie, in which case Jeannie is always correct, so you know how that goes. Kennedy around to Ella and swing the ball around. Ella should take that shot, and Riggs nails it. Not quite the shoot-around shot that her previous three was, but same results. Ella has 17 to lead the Braves, and Maddie with 16, and Kennedy Green sneaks up from behind. Look up, Kennedy. Too late with the pass. Not a bad idea, just a slow execution, and Nooch is going to have a wide open three. Bounces it off the rim. Oh, nice board by Ella Riggs, using her length. So yeah, swinging around. There you go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a example of shot selection. Sorry, I was getting a little distracted here. Nooch gets the steal and the board, but you know, younger players or less experienced players, that's, you know, one of the hardest things to get them to understand is, you know, open three is probably a shot you can get on most any situation, but that doesn't mean you should be taking it. It doesn't mean you're a three-point shooter. It doesn't mean you should be shooting that shot necessarily. And in a tighter game, that might be a call to get yanked. Miranda Crawford misses her first. Nora Stern enters the game for Indian Hill, and Sarah Stevens as well. 15 seconds left. And the Braves up by a bunch. Nope, can't get the roll on that one. Nice pass in, actually, there by Chowning. And ball's going to go over Indian Hill. 6 seconds left. Indian Hill up 45-18. All their starters on the bench. Excuse me, except for Kennedy Green.
6 seconds.
5. Kennedy, shoot the ball. There you go. Somebody shoot the ball. I'm not sure if, you know, this was one of my pet peeves last year, is one of the only failings I could, if, you know, I'm going to be nitpicky in the extreme, that I would criticize about last year, and I just saw it again, is, you know, everybody in the bench, everybody in the stands ought to be yelling, counting down the time in a situation like that, especially if you have some people on the floor who aren't used to being on the floor, don't have that court awareness. Like Kennedy there, I don't think had any time or any idea of how much time was left. So, but hey, 45-18, can't quibble about too much. Braves easily on top. We're going to take a break here, folks. We got about 10 minutes until the start. Well, actually, I say take it back, about 7 minutes until the start of the second half. So if you got to go off and do something, by all means do. We'll be back in about 6. Thanks.
In Liquidators World. Beacon Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and the Christ Hospital Health Network provide comprehensive and quality care.
We are back for the start of half number 2. As if the really loud, obnoxious horn didn't signal that. Well, let's see how the Braves come out in the second half. Looks like they'll probably, I am trying to see who's all coming out. Looks like our game starters are going to also be the second half starters. Kennedy Green, Jaden James, Ella Riggs, Maddie Antonucci, and Annie Isherding for the Braves. And we start out half number 2. The Braves up 45-18. Waiting to, I don't know if they're waiting for something with the scoreboard. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, none of the no time on the clock, as well as no player stats or anything, which is, you certainly can play without that, but they definitely need a time clock. So we'll hang out here for a little bit. Getting the Braves showing some good things here in the first half, as well as I mentioned, a lot of rust. And but again, that's to be expected. Not only because it's the first game of the year, but also, as I mentioned, the substantial personnel changes that the Braves have had to go through, and the loss of all that ball handling. Ella Riggs is going to pick up that foul, I think. As
22, Ella Riggs.
As Patience Chowning drives to the hoop. Yeah, that's one where Ella, I think, better suited to just keep her feet on the floor, hands straight up, keep her position, either take a charge or just be a pest to people driving in there. And that's, not to stereotype about the girls' game versus boys' games. But I think a lot of girls need to be coached early on that if they just harass shooters rather than trying to block shots, that should be a charge. Yes, Maddie Antonucci just textbooked it exactly what I was just trying to describe earlier, as she plants herself in the lane and gets the charge against her. But yeah, in the girls' game, especially at the D2 level, or D3 for that matter, most players are not that good shooters. Nooch and Riggs being the exceptions here. But for the most part, young ladies, if they just plant themselves, just move their feet, just keep their hands up, and not try to block a shot, you're not going to be. Yeah, that's an over and back. Annie, their dribble touched the line. Good call by the referee there. But yeah, if players just hold their hands up, hold their ground, move their feet to play defense, rather than trying to block shots. I'm not trying to pick on Ella. It just happens to be an example there. Ella, a nice crossover by Annie Isherding, but can't get the right hand. I don't know about that. I don't know if Ella, I thought Ella might have touched that last, but we'll take it. Nooch is going to have a wide open 3 from distance and can't get the roll, but Ella had good position, couldn't quite hold on to that board, and picks up another unnecessary foul, and I do believe that is her third. She's going to sit. Amy Prue is going to re-enter the game for Indian Hill. Oh, my mistake. That's Ella's 4th personal foul. I thought it was number 3 on her. I stand corrected. So Ella's going to, it's not going to matter in this particular game, but other than we want Ella to be in the game a lot and get her rust off, and she's already up in the high teens with the points, so her shooting is already at mid-season form, but you certainly want her in the game as much as reasonably possible without getting to the stage where it's a blowout. But Ella's going to be sitting for a while. Nooch flying down with the steal, and it's a fairly easy layup, and she's going to get another one, but up. And another turnover, another ball handling miscue by Clinton Massie as that young lady turned the ball over literally. Annie Isherding will be at the point for the Braves. Kennedy Green playing more of a wing now. Nooch around the corner. She's going to try another 3. Drop. Oh, in and out. Jaden tries to get the rebound, can't quite get it. Kennedy got away with a little bit of a push-off. That's not a particularly good shot, but again, not because Kennedy can't make that, but because let's try to work a little bit of your offense.
13, Madeline Antonucci, her third, team's third of the
In this particular situation, Maddie Antonucci picks up that foul. But again, you know, it's not a shot that, I mean, it's a shot that Kennedy's certainly capable of making, but maybe at this stage of the season you want to work on, you know, running your offense a little bit, trying to work the ball inside, getting some more movement, getting everybody else involved. Again, it certainly is evident tonight that those threes, those open threes like that, almost any situation they're going to be available. Amy Prue with good hustle and gets a forced tie-up, but it's going to stay with Clinton Massey. Really glad to see Amy back on the team after taking her junior year off. I know she was, I know she had hurt her leg and has the other sports that she's involved with, but missed her last year. Really nice young lady, smart kid. Again, wheels on wheels on wheels, a speedy young athlete. But yeah, I'm just very glad to have her back. Annie Schroeding will go to the line after getting whacked on her way to the hoop. Gets a friendly roll. Hits most every part of the front and the back of the iron. Oh, there's my buddy Larry Eli, the erstwhile PA guy. So maybe he had another obligation that he couldn't be doing a PA this evening so far. Annie will take her second and bangs that off the back iron. Need a little more arch on that shot, young lady. Good switch. Good, Amy. Look up. Go strong. And, oh, Amy Prue can't get the roll. Jaden can't get the board on the backside. Patience chowning up. She's going to get an open shot, but passes it up and tries posting it into her teammates, and Jaden James is going to get called for the foul. Jaden had good position on the initial feed to the post, but picks up the foul on the rebound.
Jaden James, her third, the team's fourth of the
Braves getting in a little bit of foul trouble. Again, Ella out of the game right now with 4. That's Jaden's third, so she's going to have to sit. And Ella DeBow returns again off the bench for the Braves. Braves in a 2-3 now with excuse me, also missed Skylar Robinson coming into the game for the Braves. So in that 2-3, Skylar is in the middle for Indian Hill. Annie Schroeding will again act as the point. A little high with her dribble there. Oh, nice move. Oh, can't finish, but that was a, 12 was lucky she didn't get called for a nasty elbow. Take it, Annie. Goes in strong. Got to make that, sweetheart. LeBeau on the floor. Can't come with a loose ball, and that's going to be Braves ball. That's a good call by the referee right in front of him. Clinton Massey player got the ball away from the potential jump, but then literally lost it right out of bounds. Kennedy Green up top, gets to Amy Prue in the corner, swings it around. Now Robinson again on the corner. I almost walked. Pop it out, kick it. Annie is going to go to the line again. Shot didn't have much of a chance of going in, and again, to my earlier point about defenders just make life difficult for a shooter. because Annie's drive, although it was a nice aggressive drive, but that shot had no prayer of going in. And if that defender had been a little smarter and not fouled her, but she bailed Annie out, and Annie's making her pay as she swishes the first one of her two. 49-19 Braves with just over 4 left here in the third quarter. And she nails her second one. Pretty shot. It's great seeing Annie's evolution from. Now she hasn't taken a 3, I don't think, this evening. I might be wrong, but Annie started out last year reluctant to shoot, and when she did, it was almost always 3s, and she had a very flat shot. But you could, even over the course of last season, I'd be willing to bet that she added 4, maybe 5 feet to the arc of her shot, and actually got, by the end of the season, she was a very good three-point shooter. Going to get a 5-second? Oh, nope. Clinton Massey's coach is going to call time, and that was going to be a 5-second call as Annie had her locked down on defense. But yeah, Annie hasn't taken really much in the way of outside shots. She's been aggressively attacking the hoop. That's what I had seen in the practice that I watched and the scrimmage that I watched, the little bit that I got to see of her. She looked much more, not only more adept at attacking the hoop, but much more confident in doing so. So that's going to be something that really looking forward to seeing this year, her being aggressive and attacking. And that'll only open up her perimeter game too. When she, she'll get defenders after she blows by them a few times. They'll play off her, and she'll get that open shot. And then, of course, the third part of the development, now that she's got the outside shot and the drive, is to develop that stop and pop mid-range game that Ella Riggs has gotten pretty good at, and Maddie Antonucci is exceptionally good at. That's Annie's second foul, and the 5th on the Braves in this half so far. So I think Massie will be back at a bonus here, unfortunately. So that's one of the things certainly the Braves need to clean up a little bit as well. And another ball handling boo-boo by Clinton Massie, turning the ball over to Indian Hill. And Annie will bring it up again for the Braves. Ooh. Now Ella DeBow came through flashing and had an opportunity, but she was like, got herself up in the air for some reason. She kind of like hopping up, looking for the ball. Needs to keep her feet a little more firmly planted on the ground, because she wouldn't have. She was open there for a second, and if she had gotten the pass, though, she would not have been in position to shoot. Take it, Kennedy. That's a nice move. Nice shot too. Nice, easy penetration to the elbow by Kennedy Green. Got a nice wide open shot and hit the 15-footer. Good looking shot for her. Ella DeBow with a nice rebound, but I would have liked to have seen, nice drive. Annie coming again, finish that. Really nice drive and penetration, but unable to finish with her right hand, which for her is her offhand, but sees that pass, and then nice lead up. Amy Prue unable to handle it, but it'll remain Braves ball. Olivia Dowling and Nora Stern into the game for Indian Hill. 52-19 Braves. 2.5 left here in the third quarter. Take that, Amy. Ooh, short. That's a good shot for Amy, though. She's, again, this is all about working out the rust, but that's a shot she should take and can and will make. Nice pass in by Olivia Dowling to Skylar Robinson. She makes a nice turn. Nice footwork by the freshman. See at this stage we're not in certainly not garbage time. It looks like Clinton Massey has put in a number of their subs. Nora's going to get a shot here up. Oh, mishandled it. Take the shot, Nora. A little flat on that one is Nora's turn. But open shot. Again, you know, we want, it's a fine line between taking wide open shots, which you want your players to be confident and comfortable doing, so that when they get in a tight game situation, they're not going to tighten up and freak out about being under that scenario. So again, walking the fine line between encouraging that, but also wanting them to look for good or better shots than they, and not settling for chucking it up. Forgive the term there, but chucking it up from distance. Nora needed to move her feet a little bit better on that one. Not give up the baseline. Yeah, nice looking little shot, a little short. Oh. Poor Skylar got shoved in the back on that one. No call, no love from the referee. And Ella DeBow hits from distance. 57-19 Braves in the final minute here of quarter number 3. Well, in addition to look on the backside, young ladies. In addition to losing a lot of ball handling to graduation, the Braves also lost a lot of inside strength and rebounding in Lauren James and Kate Mars, 2 quality seniors that unfortunately have gone on to bigger and better pastures. But if you look at the Braves backline in the 2-3 right now, we've got thin, thinner, and thinnest, although they are good athletes. So once those young ladies get a little muscle on them, and that will happen over the next couple years, because all 3 of those young ladies right now are, freshmen or sophomores. So part of the physical maturation process as they get bigger and stronger. But initially, they'll find themselves against some of the bigger teams getting pushed around a lot. And they'll just have to learn how to get around that, literally sometimes, learn their spin moves, learn that they're probably quicker or faster or more agile than some of the big bodies they'll probably go up against as the season progresses. Skylar Robinson will bring it in, and Amy Prue will act as the point now. Braves in a 5-out with, nice drive. Ella DeBow showing some good aggressive attack the hoop mentality. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. A nice initial move and got by, and a couple strong dribbles in and gets fouled. Again, against some defense that, let's face it, this is not exactly high-level competition they're playing at right now. Right now. But nevertheless, when you're trying to shake the rust off and get used to each other and things like that, it's good too. That's a travel. She just rolled over. But it's going to end the quarter anyway. So at the end of 3 full, 57-20 Indian Hill. We'll take a 1 or so minute break for me to get a sip of water. We'll be right back.
Indian Hill Braves wear is available in the Braves Line shop located
Okay, we are back, and I was a little surprised that I was going to see that we were going to see Maddie Antonucci back into the ball game, but she's in for the start of the fourth quarter. As is Nora Stern, Olivia Dowling, Jaden James, and Sarah Stevens in for the Braves. And just a bit outside. And the one ref says that was tipped. Maybe. Probably. Who knows? I don't care. So it'll be Clinton Massie ball out of bounds. Patience Chowning gets it in. And more ball handling miscues, and she traveled. Or are we going to get a foul call? If that was on Nora? Yes, it was. Nora Stern picks it up. That's her second team foul. And Clinton Massie will be shooting 1-1 as the Braves have 8 team fouls now. Not surprising. Although, again, at the beginning of the third quarter, that's a little bit too early to have the opponent in the bonus. And Nooch at the point. That'll be fun for her. Olivia Dowling makes a errant pass in, trying to hit Jaden James in the low post, and that's a travel. But again, Braves are just bailing them out. That's a shot that young lady might make 1 out of 50 times. And it looks like Jaden's going to pick that up, I believe. Hannah Doss at the line for Clinton Massie, nails the first one. Yeah, that's one, again, I hate to keep harping on a point, but, you know, Skylar Robinson returns again for the Braves, by the way, replacing Jaden. But again, I hate to keep harping on a point. I'm not trying to pick on Jaden, because this is a team-wide thing where these young ladies, and again, for any basketball player, you know, if a player's making a wild drive in, don't foul. I mean, I know it's a simple-sounding concept, and Nooch makes that look easy. And, you know, don't foul. Just move your feet on defense. Don't reach. These kids are not going to make most of their shots, especially on wild drives where and Nooch is going to go out to the races again. Goes in strong, gets a little push in the back, but that doesn't matter. Well, they finally got the players in the game correct. Olivia needs to slow down. Yeah, I'd like to see the Braves work a little offense here. Again, they're up by almost 40 points. That's a nice little drive, but nice hustle by Baby Jaws. Sarah Stevens trying to get post position, but Olivia Dowling's pass was a little errant on the entry. And Patience. Chowning gets a 3. Easily appears to be Clinton Massie's best player. Decent ball handler, been not a great looking shooter, but she's hit a bunch. Take that, Sarah. Nora Stern, shot won't go. But again, that's a shot that she should take. Again, not that maybe it is her shot, but from a confidence building standpoint, again, especially in a situation like that, it is really, in a blowout game, it is difficult to draw that line between, okay, what are we going to execute? Do we want to look for really good shots? And she did walk. Versus trying to get your players a little bit used to taking shots. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Annie Estruding returns for the Braves, as does Ella Riggs with her 4.9 fouls. And Skylar Robinson in the post. Braves staying in a man-to-man, and Nora's going to be careful she doesn't foul Patience Chowning. 5:15 left in the game. 61-25 Braves. Well, you certainly would have hoped for a more competitive first match. I don't think Nora even had to flex a muscle in her legs to catch that pass. Pass it there. No, take the. Oh. A little too much interior passing. Good. Now, worst shot in basketball. Nice shot by Nora, but she stepped right, her foot right on the line.
2-point basket for number 32, Nora Stern.
But that's good for Nora to see that ball go in. Nora's got a decent looking shot, so again, she's getting those opportunities. It's especially in a game like this where it's okay to take some occasional shots and try some stuff out. Chowning tries another one and hits another one. He's again a little unorthodox with her shot. Oh, Annie. Ella Riggs was wide open early on before Annie got over midcourt. She waited a while and then inexplicably overthrew her, even though she was not being covered. So, again, let's work out the rust. Again, we'd like to see a more competitive game here in the first go-round, but it does have the benefit of getting a lot of folks into the game for the Braves. And Maddie gets another steal. See if she wants to pad her stats at all, which she could easily do. Nice pass in. Nora's going to take another one. That's going to go too. And once again, she did the same thing. She needs to park about 6 inches further out of the line, and it's the second time she just stepped right on the line. But a nice looking shot for Nora, and again, good for her to see the ball go in and give her some confidence. And I tell you what, this young lady, Patience Chowning, has, can't tell what her, because they don't even have her listed properly on the scoreboard as being in the game. 19 for Ella now. And Patience wasn't so patient on that one, but she's got to have at least 20 for Clinton Massey of their 30 points. But our scoreboard is not even remotely close to being accurate as to reflecting the players who are in the game right now for Clinton Massey. So I'm just guessing at stuff. Riggs with 19 and Baby Jaws Nooch with 24 for the Braves. So Annie Escherding, Maddie Antonucci, Ella Riggs, Amy Prue, and Sarah Stevens into the game for Indian Hill. That was almost what you call the old cylinder violation. That young lady undercut Maddie, and Ella with a nice little drive and floater. Can't hit, but gets the board. Drive on her baseline. Go, just go, Ella. Come on. There you go. Yeah, girl, the defender sort of turned half her back on Ella Riggs, which is a good defender, a mistake for a good defender to do, let alone one who has no prayer of keeping up with Ella Riggs. 69-31 Indian Hill. And we're just over 2 minutes left in this blowout. That's a play that should never have happened. I think, I've always said it's really tough to coach and to play in games like this. It's hard for players to be sharp. It's hard for them not to develop bad habits, especially early in the year here where the whole goal is to get rid of bad habits and to solidify good habits. So when you're playing against a team that you quite honestly can do whatever you want, whenever you want, sometimes the tendency is to get a little bit sloppy. And we certainly have seen that from the Braves here this evening. 69-33 with 1:49 left. Unfortunately, I think Wednesday will probably be a little more of the same when Deer Park comes over to visit. Braves play Summit Country Day here fairly soon with another home game in a couple weeks, which ought to be a good one. I don't know what Summit has left, but they certainly have a very good returning post player big and strong young lady, and I can't remember her name. About 6'1", I believe she's a junior this year. And I believe their point guard has graduated, and a couple other ones, but that'll be more of a challenge for the Braves. And they do have a couple other challenging non-league games on their schedule here in St. Ursula, I believe. And again, I have no idea whether St. Ursula will be any good this year or not, but usually they put out a pretty good product. .32 McKenna Branham at the line for Clinton Massie, and she'll get another one. And makes it. Nice looking little shot. Kind of shoots down from the waist. Kennedy Green will be bringing it up for the Braves. We get Kennedy Green, Sarah Stevens, Amy Prue, Olivia Dowling, and who am I missing? Oh, Ella DeBow, sorry, in the game right now for the Braves for the last minute and a half. Well, folks, if you, both of you, I don't know if anybody besides Rich Isfording is watching this game live, but if there's anybody else watching it, we appreciate you checking out the game, and we hope you will try to do a better job of announcing these things in advance so you can tell family, friends who aren't able to come out and watch about the streaming service and get to see your favorite Braves players, or if you're out of town like Mr. Isfording is right now. And of course, watching them on tape after the fact. You know, Rachel Smith will be sending out the link. We do, once the game is over, take these games and put them on a private site so that opponents can't use them for scouting purposes. But Braves players and families will have access to them, and Rachel Smith, the coach, will be sending that information about how to access that site out. And of course, you can watch games from last year or the year before, although there aren't many from the 16-17 season, but almost every game from last year, if not every game, is in the IHTN library. So you can, if you want to get nostalgic for last year, you can check it out. Nora Stern gets a loose ball and doesn't lose it out of bounds. Well, does lose it out of bounds, but it will remain Braves ball. So we don't have much, don't have any ball handling in the, well, actually Amy Prue is a pretty decent ball handler, but really no ball handling in the game for the Braves right now. So 24 seconds left, 69-36 Indian Hill. This one's about over. Well, in the metaphysical sense, it's been over since about the 2-minute gone mark in the first quarter, but in the quite literal, put it in the books, we'll be gone in 10 seconds. Obviously, I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Okay, folks, that's, we're almost going to be, well, we're, see Clinton Massey's going to go to the line here with 3 seconds left. But again, thanks you folks for who've been watching this live, and thank you for the folks who've been watching this as a replay. Again, we'll be doing this again Wednesday. I won't be here, but my buddy Tom Price will be, and then he and I will be back to our old normal cat and mouse game for the rest of the season for all the home games. Just a bit short. And Amy's going to walk the ball up, and that'll be it. 69-36, the final. Again, thanks, folks. Hope you tune in Wednesday or come on out and support the Braves as they play their second home game of the season against Deer Park. Again, thanks, everyone, for watching. If you have any questions, don't call me. Good night, everyone.
Exclusive coverage of tonight's game on the Indian Hill Television Network has been a copyrighted presentation of the Indian Hill High School Video Department.